Hey, Wellness Crew. And I am going to be talking about four totally separate things today. They literally have nothing really to do with each other. Maybe in some components, but not entirely. So it was just something that was like heavy on my heart and something that I have been wanting to do videos about, but maybe thought, you know what, let's just compress it into one video and have it just be four different things and things that I think would be super helpful to know, things that I wish I knew about so much sooner in my own journey in my own life. So, understanding that yes, it is possible to be addicted to stress. And this is why your body is releasing chemicals, and when stress comes in, it's releasing cortisol, it's releasing other chemicals, and your body will start to get addicted to those chemicals because if you're constantly stressed, you're getting that hit, right? So even if it's a negative experience, chemically, you're getting your fix by, you know, unconsciously seeking out opportunities or ways to create even more stress in your life, you know? You can be that person that says that you want to take it easy. You can be that person that says that, you know, you're the most chill person in the world, but it is very telling when your mind is chaotic or if you're just always chasing that feeling and understanding why it is that you do that, because there's always a root cause. Sometimes it stems from childhood, not always though. So you can kind of like look around your life and see if there's any like precipitating event, to right before you started to have that like connection, I guess, not really so much connection but addiction to stress. And there's a lot of ways to get out of it, right? Meditation is one way for sure. Um, Getting out of stress to like just learning how to give up control. That's honestly what it is. It's learning to give up control, like being accepting of that and being happy to do so, because you're taking so much off of your plate. Like you're taking so much just extra. Like you'll feel smaller, you'll feel lighter, you'll feel, just different because you're not carrying all that, and you'll see how intense all of it was, what it built itself up to be. And again, for everyone this is different, but a lot of people do this, and it seems to be a more common problem these days. And so there's definitely resources out there. There's definitely things to help you manage your stress. I'm not going to go into like the whole spiel here, but there's things outside of what I just said that will also help attribute to having more of like a carefree and like stress-free life. Losing control. It's such a big one. Okay. So like I have to say it, but like I said, these are kind of like just they came directly like in a stream of consciousness, so they're not always like completely related or anything like that. But something that really helped me was listening to different frequencies of music. So you can find this on multiple video platforms, but you'll see like the hertz level, so like the amount of frequency and stuff that is being given off, or the way that it's hitting you. Like we have certain frequencies that hit us a certain way, and you can hear it like the first time you listen to an altered frequency song or a song that's intended to be a certain frequency. It is incredible. It is so helpful, and it can really take you out of that, whatever it is that you're actually usually intaking during that time. Like now you're intaking something that is positive for you. You know, now you're intaking something that is good for your brain. So you're creating this like new thing that you're doing, and you're replacing anything that may have been contributing to whether it's stress or, you know, whatever it is that you may be dealing with. You know, you can finally like, okay, here's something that I found helpful. And I really found that when I would spend, I mean, there would be times where I would spend, you know, an hour to 2 hours listening to like certain frequencies of music, and like 2 3 hours like in a day. And then I fell off of that, you know, but I'll tell you that when I was listening to it more frequently, it was so much like I just felt way more relaxed. And I felt like, okay, like there isn't something like the music that we listen to, right? That's out on all the subscription services that we pay for. um, yeah, that frequency doesn't really like it clashes with the ear. So when you listen to music that is tuned into certain frequencies that are meant, you know, to be heard, then it's like it's just a totally different experience is the best thing I'll say. And I'm like a former musician, I'm a former singer, I love music, I love all of it. But if I can find a version of a song I'm looking for that is altered in its frequency, I will. For sure. Okay, so the next thing was paying attention and listening. So I'm going to reference Fight Club again. But basically, when we're just waiting for our turn to speak, right? Um, you're not present. You're not paying attention. Maybe you're present like for yourself, and that is telling you where you are with your ego and you know what it is that you're um doing, thinking, feel like okay, like you see yourself as you're this person, and you have to really be able to kind of strip a lot of ego away. You have to be able to acknowledge your faults and acknowledge the things that you need to work on and improve on in order to you know for you to become your most visualized person, if that's what you want. For some people they just don't want that. And who am I to change that, you know? But what I am doing is just sending the message to the people that do, you know. It's possible, and it's especially possible and super helpful in relationships once you start really honing in, paying attention, and just like even if the person's long-winded, allowing them to have their space to speak without interruption. Like no interruptions, just let them speak and really try to listen and really try to hear. Your communication is going to improve so much. That relationship is going to improve so much, even just based off of that one interaction. And that's because you weren't distracted. You weren't living in the past or the future. You were living in the present. You were in the present moment. You were caring about what this person had to say. So it's, you know, when we're really trying to understand each other, oftentimes it's closing our mouths. You know, we have something that we need to learn, or there's something that we need to hear. And then if you have a question, whatever you want to respond, just don't think about the response, you know, during when that person's speaking to you. You know, formulate a response after you have all the facts. That's the best way I can probably explain it, is be like being, you know, you want to be meticulous and you want to make sure you have all the facts straight. When we interrupt, we're actually giving ourselves less information. So our opinion is less well informed because we don't have all the data, because we just wanted to, interrupt and ask our own question or whatever we do, right? When we're not paying attention and listening. So it's just really interesting the the dichotomy between the two. And it's, two totally different ways of living for sure. But increasing the time that you're spending with others and giving them quality time, like that listening time, that, not interrupting time, like just giving a person that opportunity to be heard, it's huge. Okay. And then the last thing is about elevating your energy. So you can actually do this with the frequency music. You can do this in a lot of ways. So elevating your energy, it can be meditating, it can be, having your crystals and having them in your hands. Those are more like tactile things. Like that's just what works, for me as far as like being calm and calming down and um, you know, just becoming that version of yourself that has the energy of gratitude, right? Kind of like talked about earlier. And when you're coming from that place of gratitude, when you're coming from that place of like, I am grateful for literally everything, like down to your ability to see, your ability to hear, whatever it may be, finding the most minute things to be grateful for and then growing from there and seeing all of the things and all of the comforts that you have allowed yourself to kind of like just get used to, right? And that's feeding the ego. So it's, elevating to find the little cracks. That way you know what you need to fix. But with gratitude on your side, what you're able to do is you're able to kind of bypass that a little bit, because what you're doing is you are going into this elevated high frequency energy. And gratitude is just it's one of the top ones, if not the top one. So, being grateful for things, carrying a list with you if you have a hard time, wanting to even attempt this. Like, I get it, it's fine. But it is so incredibly beneficial to come from a place of gratitude. You will see it change literally every aspect of your life. And not coming from, this place of like dissatisfaction or this place of, not being happy, or this place of, I don't know, like it's totally okay to be real, but at the same time, like you have to take control of yourself and you have to kind of look at yourself and be honest and really think like, who is it that I want to be and how long am I going to wait to get there? And that's for people that want, to experience that change, have that change. And I think that there's a lot of people that want to change. I think there's a lot of people that want to improve. Um, it's just change is hard. And that's why I'm a coach. So, but yeah, those were the topics that I wanted to touch on. It'll be interesting what I name this video. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and or follow. And I appreciate so much all the comments and all the emails and stuff I received. Thank you. You can find me on Triller at Jenna L. Tripp. It's a fun app. And that's really the main one, the other main one that I'm on. So, yeah, you can find me on there. And if you're interested in one-on-one remote wellness coaching with me, you can just contact me at cultofwellnessco@gmail.com. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Be well, stay wild.